Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I've got the weekly tarot reading for this week. It's very simple. Just pick a number now, 1 to 5, and I'll do a psychic tarot interpretation for you. You can have more than one number if you would like. If you have 5 numbers, it might be a very busy week, okay, with a lot to process. And speaking of very busy times, in November, I thought it was going to be quieter because we don't have any eclipses. All the supermoons are finished for this year. And I know that technically supermoons are not an astrological event. However, if you think about it logically, the moon is much closer to the earth. So we're going to feel the effects more. So that's why I always include supermoons. So we don't have that happening. But everybody has got an absolute ton of aspect patterns going on. So there's the seer pattern, the kite, the mystic rectangle, the grand trine, the minor grand trine, the T-squares, the small talent triangles, and so forth. So there is a ton of energy for everybody to process, spiritual and emotional energy in November. So yeah, I would say, don't take on any extra responsibility or stress, anything that causes you stress in November. Just don't do it. Be kind to yourself in November. All right, let's go to the board. I hope you've got your number now. I've got mine, so let's rock and roll. We're doing card number 3. Of course, it's the US selection in November as well, which is going to be very stressful for many people. The card that I get for number 1, well, the vision that I get, and we'll do that first. Okay. This is a bit weird. It's like a window. It's somehow sort of a cross between a window and a door. So this is an opportunity. A window of opportunity is usually time sensitive. It's got pegs on it. Okay, with notes. Okay, note to self, little post-it notes. I think this is about, feeling a bit overwhelmed perhaps, and you need to write notes. So write everything in a diary. I'm old-fashioned, I've got a paper diary, but of course you can keep it in your phone if you don't lose your phone. Always keep a paper diary. This one wants to come out, but I'm actually going to go for this one here on top. So again, don't take on anything extra. If you've picked card number 1 especially, they're showing me a gold wristwatch, a man's wristwatch, and it's a matter of timing. You can take on extra after November. Okay, so the card that comes out, this card keeps coming out today. It's the Fool. It's all about stepping out of your comfort zone, I guess, to some extent. But people are trying to hold you back. They want to hold you back in the past. And we'll see this on the collective level as well. People going back to 1950 and thinking that that's still relevant to people today, and that women should be, kept in the home and not working and all this sort of rubbish. People should be doing what they want to do, is my view. So this is saying step out of your comfort zone, but only stretch yourself a little bit, okay? There's lots of growth and opportunity with this, but you need to actually do something about it. It's not going to just fall into your lap, so you need to step out, okay? Red is for action. You could sprout wings and fly, look at the big picture of what's going on, or you could end up in the drink here. It's not about whether you win or lose or whether you're successful or not. It's more about the journey. Either way, you win in the sense of you've had the experience and you've learnt from it, or it's been a raging success, and everything in between those two opposites. So I say listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, step out, take an educated risk, but don't push yourself too much in November. Maybe November is a great time for planning something, but not for implementing it, okay? Number 2, by the way, that's a major arcana card, so it can literally change your life. Number 2, stepping stones. Okay, you could be in a job which is a stepping stone to another job. You're making progress. It's better for you if you can stay on the stepping stones. Stay on the stepping stones. Wouldn't want to be drinking and saying that. Otherwise you might get mud all over you. There's water nearby because I can hear it. So there's emotions, and some of those emotions are going to be like giving you a sense of renewal, a sense of energy, vitality, that sort of thing. But stay on the path. And this path, you're not the first person on it. So there's people who have done this before. So the path is there. You know, maybe it's not the time to go off and do your own thing at the moment. Let's have a look. The card that comes out is the Hermit card. Go off on your own, basically. People will always give you advice about everything, and sometimes people are well-meaning and sometimes they're not. But the important thing is to come back to your own heart space and listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and then listen to your brain, okay? It's important to be practical and down to earth. Sometimes people that are sort of interested in the esoteric or occult, they are just off with the fairies and haven't got their feet on the ground. They're not grounded in reality. That's why it's hard. You know, it could be raising issues about money, could be raising issues about home, you know, house, somewhere to live, that sort of thing as well. So even though it's a challenge, as denoted by this mountain, you can do this. You can make this mountain climb and get over the top of this challenge. The wolf dog here is about learning. You'll learn how to do it, and you could teach others later. But the important thing is to stick to your own knitting and not take on board what other people tell you. Some time out, some isolation is a good thing. Okay, isolation, solitude is probably a better word there. Card number 3. Card number 3. What do I see for you? Again, I've got the water. I can hear it tinkling. And this is the energy for life and to get stuff moving. Okay, so going downstairs now. Oh, there's a bit of a flood. I'm actually in a ship, and there's a bit of a flood downstairs. So the ship's either sinking or it's taking on water somehow. What's the saying? Remind me, please. What's the saying about a sinking ship? I've just forgotten. But whatever it is that you're on at the moment, it's probably, you know, whether that's a project, a job, or something you're focusing on, it's slowly sinking. So that's not a good thing. It gives you a sinking feeling. You might have to radically alter something to get it to survive. Or you could just be super tired and it's hard to think and you need to rest. Okay, one or the other. The card that comes out, I'm going to go back. No, I'm not. I'm going to stick with that one on top. It's the Four of Cups. This is a feeling of despondency, sadness. You might have memories of past relationships coming up. Okay, and whilst there was spiritual connections with those people, physically it's been difficult. Okay, maybe it didn't work out at all. It's some sort of love relationship, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a romantic relationship. Could be brother, sister, family, friends. You know, you love your friends sometimes. And you had a spiritual connection but just couldn't get it to work on the material level. Now what's happening is that Spirit's bringing it up into your mind and going to give you energy so you can finally move on and put it to bed, so to speak. Okay, so that's good news for number 3. Number 4, what do I see for you? Number 4, again, out on the ocean. You know, there's a lot of subconscious energy going on here. It's dark. But there's still bits of light around, so there seems it's like an oil rig or something with lights that I can see. The water is pretty rough, to be quite honest. It's not a storm though, so that's good. Rough waters, so you might find a bit of turbulence within. If you've picked card number 4, the card that comes out is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, well, that's not so turbulent at all, is it? This is saying that you're coming to the end of a creative cycle as far as your money is concerned, and there's been a lot of beauty and wisdom in this cycle, but it is coming to the end. So that blue, I often think of Michael the Archangel when I see that kind of blue. This card suggests that there's been some sort of financial success with a plan, but it probably needs renewal, or it needs radical adjustment in order to continue. So you might be working in a job, the job could finish, or it changes radically and you may go on to a new job within the same company, for example. But this is suggesting some sort of financial success. It might not be, you've won $1 million or anything like that, but it's been quite reasonable for you. Okay, so that's card number 4. Card number 5 now. What do I see for you? I'm in a car driving. Oh my gosh, what does this mean? A white Christmas tree in front of me, and so it could be winter time in the northern hemisphere, or alternatively the other interpretation is that it's a quieter Christmas, and if you normally spend Christmas with your family or somebody close, then they might be away, you might not be able to. There might be a sense of solitude, or it's just a quieter Christmas coming up. It's quite beautiful to look at it, however, it does require adjustment. So the whole theme so far has been about adjustment, really, hasn't it? The card that comes up for number 5 is alive. Queen of Cups, that's actually a beautiful energy. The ocean there, bringing up subconscious contents. The blue and the green together. This is all about expressing yourself, expressing what you love. The birds, looking at the big picture view. She's seated on the shoreline, so she is grounded, she is practical. This is usually somebody who's quite generous, quite kind, empathetic, compassionate sort of energy that helps people out as well. Really in touch with her emotions. That's card number 5. Okay, so 2 major arcana there, a Queen of Pentacles and a Cups card. More or less a normal sort of week coming up. And then we go into November and the fun will start with all those aspect patterns I was talking about earlier. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. That's the pick a card for this week. Sometimes, especially with the major arcana, they take a little bit longer than a week, but you never know. It could happen straight away, or it could happen in a month or something like that. Thanks for joining me. Leave a like and a comment. That would be fabulous, and subscribe if you'd like to. That'd be great too. Have a wonderful week, everyone. I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.